Yeah, I think like I've learned a lot from Camille. Well, just researching this stuff herself and doing it with her clients. And the conclusion I've come to is that guys have it way better than women.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys have
Because,
it so
men
easy.
kind of, you go through puberty and that's basically it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go through like andropause and testosterone starts to go down. There's easy fixes for that. And that's about it, right? But for women, there are all these different phases. I think, especially what I've seen with Cam, and sure, her story is not uncommon. Like a lot of women, once they have babies, go through this stuff. Is she had an amazing transformation. She went from, and I'll just use the numbers right now. She went from 160 pounds to how much were you on stage at nationals? Like 115 pounds within the year. And but even more so going from the worst mental state and emotional state with post traumatic stress from the hospital and all the stuff trying to manage your business, and then being able to turn that around and go through that journey herself, and then figure out, going from one extreme to another, what does my baseline look like where do I want to live, and then sharing that with her clients. But you mentioned something, Nikki, about just the idea of like superficial types of endeavors. Fitness is not just about what your body looks like. And I think a lot of people, when they come into CrossFit, they look at fitness as that very superficial thing. And then once they find CrossFit, they're like, no, 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 I really value performance. I want to see what my body can do.
Mhm.
And aesthetics takes a back burner, but it also is really important to a lot of people too.
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't want to diminish it. I remember Coach Glassman saying stuff like, "Oh, you should never have mirrors in your gym. Mirrors are stupid." But I'm like, well, what about the people that really care about how they look, like want to look awesome naked? And
Yeah.
so, like, we've tried to find that middle ground between aesthetics and performance, and maybe you're not trying to be the world's fittest athlete, right? The fittest woman on earth. When I beat Camille in a workout, I title myself the fittest one on earth, by the way.
Oh, good for you. Good for you, sir.
That's the
Thank
title.
you.
No, that's
Yeah.
that's great. No,
No,
I think
that's
I
not gold, but I think CrossFit is like the it's interesting looking back because we were so buried deep in it. Camille is an athlete, me as an HQ trainer, teaching seminars for a decade. And now looking back, it's interesting to see like the things that we've decided to carry on with ourselves and impart to our own communities, and the stuff that we omitted. We're like, yeah, that's not for us anymore. We're not as our perspectives has changed. But I think that's a really should be like a natural evolution for all athletes.
yeah,
And
I mean what I really like about you two at the helm of your businesses and the types of people that you get to speak to is that you really get to tailor the experience based off of all the things that you've already lived. And I think that's rad because both of you, as you mentioned, Dave, like you both have elite athlete experience. You both have like sort of like gone through the CrossFit roller coaster and found the things you like, found the things you didn't. You had goals all over the board from being the fittest people on earth or as fit as possible or maybe both the fittest women on earth depending on the workout, you don't know.
exactly whatever
You know,
title.
to aesthetics, to everything in between. And there's things that you can pick and choose and help your clients set goals and pick and choose cuz you're right, Dave, like on the one hand it's I want to live in this world where like your body shape and size and numbers don't matter and everyone really should just be happy with who they are. And on the other side, I want to be like, if you have an aesthetic goal, go get it, girl. Do your thing. There's no shame in that goal either. I think whatever we each individually want to get to is really important. And especially with what you've been through, Camille. I mean, Dave, very experienced too, but just for anyone with a uterus, just throwing this out there, it is so incredibly important to have other moms to lean on who have
Mhm.
been through maybe not exactly what you've been through, but in a way been through what you've been through and can help tailor the experience based off of just what it's like to friggin' carry a life and deliver
Yeah.
that life however the hell you do it. Like you're forever changed as a person. So Camille, for you to be able to speak to moms and find whatever goal is best for them in the moment, whether it's just figuring out how to not only drink caffeine or walk on a friggin' aesthetic stage someday, like wherever it may be. I just think having your life experiences under your belt is a really nice way to set people up for really personalized, like individualized goals.
I think something that was very like mind opening for me, going through my first bodybuilding show, which is so, I mean, complete opposite of CrossFit. And I do like to do things that are a little antagonist to each other because I feel like there's no better way to learn than to always look on the flip side and try to go as deep as you can in everything. It'll show you everything you need to know. And one thing that I didn't realize until having a daughter and doing this was how far I let myself go away from wearing my beauty at the expense of performance. Because when I was trying to be the fittest on earth, I literally created an alter ego for myself and I called her the beast because I know it's weird and not, but it's true. Because I wanted
Getting into some
to,
role playing
I
now.
know,
Some people are really into that.
and when I competed, I wanted to become this other person that did not care at all what she looked like or anything because all that mattered was performance. So I like grew up doing gymnastic where like you had to be pretty and all of that stuff. And I felt like it was holding me back in my competitive career because I didn't want it to run when I was training and I like wouldn't make face and things like that. Then I realized that it was like keeping me from going into that next step of like deep, deep, deep pain because I was holding myself back. So I feel like I went so far there during the performance that I lost a little bit of touch with my femininity and this all other power that women have, which is being vulnerable, being beautiful. And it's so important, I think, that we feel like that because it's to me, when we talk about aesthetic and wanting to go on stage and wanting to work on your body, to me, that and performance both have their way to just be in a way to take an action that honor yourself. The same way that, you're gonna do your hair pretty in the morning, you're gonna put like nice clean clothes on because you honor and you respect yourself. And I feel like the journey through fitness is really a journey and it's not just performance, it's not just aesthetic. But I think that having something to chase in order to discipline yourself and respect yourself and honor yourself is really what the point I'm at in my life where this is where I let go of all that shame and guilt. And I'm not training because I ate a cookie or I'm not training because of X, Y, and Z, but I'm just trying to become that hero version of me that I want to be, both aesthetically and also be able to still kick my daughter's butt in a soccer game.